on. All right. All right.
You and I,
Yeah,
United on the team from you, a knick-knack, but I give it on the road. Why don't you take off home?
United. Manchester United have Michael Carrick. Manchester United have smashed Arteta's glass.
This one's for you, Arteta.
Just like
this
we
one's
said,
for you, Michael.
just like we said it would.
Yeah.
We said, and it was
We
true.
should call us Mystic Mac. Because we say it and it happens.
We predict these things. Manchester United, what is going on? What is going on? What?
Michael Carrick's going on.
Carricky.
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? Sign, give him the paper. Whatever numbers he wants, sign on it. We are back. Woo! That's not right, Rio.
Oh, right.
Oh, dear.
Right.
What a game.
I'm going to have to turn us down here because I think we're being a bit loud.
What a game.
Oh. Right, listen. Where do we start? Where do we even start? I don't know.
We start by revealing that Arsenal have been beaten at Emirates this season. Arsenal took the lead and now have lost this season.
First time.
And I'll tell you something else. That Arsenal team, like Arteta was crapping himself, and rightly so. The 2 goals they scored, they weren't even goals. They weren't even proper goals. An own goal and a complete melee from their normal corner. Now, we're talking about Paddy about the corners. It's just a disgrace. It's not football. It's just like they stick everybody on the 1 yard line. Getting all NFL now. It's first and goal. Do you know something? We have done the Premiership. We've done the world a favour today.
Yes.
Michael Arteta football is puke football. In the words of Pat Spillane, puke football. So we've done everybody a favour. Come on, the Reds.
I'm needing to turn down my microphone, or my earset. But right.
I'll tell you something else. Can I just say this before we start?
You can indeed.
Okay. I brought this with me.
What'd you bring?
Together is a light together. And guess what? It's not shining, Michael. It's not shining. Sort it out, brother. Woo!
Oh my God. I don't know. I really don't know.
I'm just going to leave this here.
Jesus. Listen, coming back to let's start talking about the actual game. Here, top. We're fourth in the league,
Champions League.
How many games have we had this season where we were due to, if we win it, we get in the top 4, and but like, honest to God, like, what has happened? 12 days. It's a completely different team. I mean, and
yes.
The light bulb in your shirt. Look at this here, Egypt.
Michael
Carrick. You can't see it because of the microphone. Oh,
right,
God.
Michael. Is a light that shines.
Oh,
is there any wonder we can beat a team like that? How could you listen to somebody like that for more than a couple of weeks, let alone a few years? Those players. Do you know something? It was what a performance! What a performance! Everybody out there, Matheus Cunha, talk about a player. Do you know what I mean? He not starting games, coming on and winning the game and having such an effect on that. Absolutely brilliant for Matheus Cunha. Absolutely fantastic. And we just have to keep on pushing on now. Killian, where we go?
Well, I mean, it just rounds off what has been the perfect weekend for me. Yesterday was my birthday. Today, then, we went down to Clonus, saw Armagh win by 12 points against Monaghan. Then came home to that. It was just absolutely brilliant, of course, that match. Yeah, I mean, again, just unbelievable performance from everyone on the pitch. Was it, I mean, we were talking at the end of the City match, of course, and we were saying, we were buzzing, obviously, and we thought coming into this game, we would play good, we would be able to put it up to Arsenal, but I don't think any of us expected us to go back-to-back wins against City and Arsenal, so it's unbelievable.
When you said it like that, yeah, it's unbelievable.
And again, like, you were saying before the City match, you'd be happy to win one game, lose the other. We've won both the games now, so I'll tell you what, that's the perfect scenario there. I'll definitely take that. And I'll touch on you there, of course. You talk about Arsenal's 2 goals. Own goal, which was very fluky, and the other goal, which was just a melee, completely scrappy as well, very fluky again. You look at United's goals, Brian Mbeumo, his was the worst of United's 3 goals, but even his goal was brilliant. Very round the Raya, brilliant counter attack as well. Brilliant press too, and brilliant goal there, of course. Then you have Patrick Dorgie, goal of the night. What a goal from Dorgie! And what did I say?
We'll talk about this.
What did I say 3 weeks ago? I said Dorgie was the next Gareth Bale, and we all sort of, we saw it as a funny enough joke. We sort of shrugged it off. We didn't expect Dorgie to continue this in this role, but he was brilliant again here in this one, and that goal was Gareth Bale-esque as well, I have to say. And Mateus Cunha's goal was pure class too. I mean, it was all Cunha, just prancing through Arsenal's defence and outside the box, curls it in to the bottom corner. I mean, the precision and the placement with that goal too, brilliant as well. And to do it in those circumstances with 60,000 Arsenal fans just at the top of their lungs too, they were creating a big hostile atmosphere after the equaliser, and the score that to silence the entirety of the Armors, apart from the away end, of course, brilliant too. And I do want to touch on one more thing. It was showing after Arsenal made it 2-2, the Arsenal fans, and they were all excited, they were all chanting at the top of their lungs. But I did notice one Arsenal fan, and he was, everyone was excited around him, vibrant and all that, of course, energetic. He was sitting there with his arms folded, and he was looking down, he wasn't looking happy. And I was thinking to myself when I seen that, he knows something's coming. Well, he must have been a time traveller, because he must have known something's coming.
Maybe he saw our thumbnail from a few days ago. He goes, no. Michael Carrick got the crack.
Would you put that light goal down, for God's sake? But you know what I was thinking during the game? Like, I was thinking, it was only 2 weeks ago we were talking about, I was seriously questioning the quality of these players that we have. And it's just it's honest to God, it's like, they're showing that they actually have a lot of quality. Those goals today were class. All 3 of them.
Yeah, well,
brilliant.
You know what it is? Well, I think a big part of it is we're playing against Big Six teams, and we always tend to play better against Big Six teams than the smaller teams anyway. But another thing I like to say is the players are allowed to play football finally. Under Ruben Amorim, they weren't allowed to play football. They weren't allowed to express themselves. It was all this systematic crap.
Yeah.
But Michael Carrick's come in. He's obviously got the tactical side of it, but he's saying, lads, go out there, use the quality, go out there, go toe-to-toe with the Arsenal team, play with confidence, play the football that play expressively, creatively, of course. Play football you are capable of playing, that you've shown in previous clubs, you've shown in the past too. That's what Michael Carrick is bound to have told this team, because that is the only reason, as the way we're seeing this jump in performance between Ruben Amorim and Darren Fletcher, and now Michael Carrick. So I think, Ruben Amorim too systematic, but Michael Carrick is reinstilling the identity, the creativity, and he's letting the players play football finally once again.
Yeah, to be fair, whenever Arsenal got their equaliser, Gary Neville did mention it, and obviously Neville would know Michael Carrick, him from his playing days, and he says we're going to be set up now for these last 10-15 minutes. He says because Arsenal are going to go for it, and knowing Michael will still think we're going to go for it.
Yeah.
So and I think that's the difference in this game. Like, we had the better chances. We could have scored more than 3. We had loads of chances, and it all comes from the press and the intention, the attacking intent. Even I was raging at Bruno at 3-2 whenever we were on it, and he tried to, terrible effort, but he gave the ball back, and it was like, but we could easily have scored 4 or 5.
But you know what? At the same time, though, fair play to him, because it's attack.
I know.
I'd rather see that.
Yeah.
If he sees it, go for it. I'm looking here at the stats of the game. 43% United had possession.
That's all right.
That's really good.
All right.
And the biggest stat of all is the scoreline. But all 3 goals were just.
I'll tell you something, actually. I know Shasko didn't do too much in this game. He didn't play much, but watching that game, how glad are you that Victor Gyökeres chose Arsenal over United, because I mean, I'm sorry, he was terrible during that one. I mean, even right at the end, of course, when he gets the better of Martinez, he might have even fouled Martinez there too. I believe he fouled him actually. But you know, he's there in goal. It's a bit of a tight angle for him, so you mightn't expect him to score. He could have made a good, decent enough effort at it, but you could see the intent was to play it across. There's like 3 players waiting to put it into an open net. They're right at the death of the match, and he balloons it way over to a throw-in, I think, or a kick-out. It was horrible. I'm sorry. I'm so glad we didn't sign Gyökeres. And Sesko hasn't really proved himself much, but I am much happier to have Sesko than Victor Gyökeres, honestly.
It is interesting how, like, there's no guarantee for these players who perform. Like, Gyökeres' goal stats in the Portuguese league was unbelievable. But it's just, there's such a difference, obviously, in standards. And, you know, you know the Premier League's a better standard than the Portuguese league. But, you know, it's actually shocking. You know, and again, Paddy in our preview was saying that a lot of Arsenal fans are kind of, not a lot of them, some of them are saying he's creating problems and things, and maybe there is a bit of that. But he's not the prolific scorer that I think Arsenal fans would have been hoping for.
You know what that's called? That's called trying to justify poor decisions. You know, I mean, he's been such a poor signing that these Arsenal fans will try to dig into any detail which can justify them spending that much money.
Yeah, but
at the end of the day, you know, they're spending that much money. They're not spending it. They're not spending 60, 70 million pounds on a marquee striker like Victor Gyökeres from the create problems. They're spending it from the score goals and a prolific rate. I think he's like 26 or 27.
You know, yeah, but I mean, like we, you know, I understand what you're saying, but we've said this with Sesko, we've said this with Haaland. You know, you have to give players a chance to get back in, and he's been brought into Arsenal to do a certain job, which is be a big man, be a target man, you know. So I don't even give a shit about him, to be honest with you. I really don't care. Why are we talking about Arsenal? Who gives a shit about Arsenal? I don't. Hold on a second. I want my say. I can't even think what I was going to say. Go ahead then. Go ahead. Come back to me. Come back to me. Don't come at the king.
Yeah. Do you know something? How cool a character is Michael Carrick, but on that sideline.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? The man does not have a lot of experience, you know, but he
knows the club, and the charisma about him, the body language, the positivity.
And we need to be careful. I mean, and we're only being careful because we've been down this road before.
Yeah. But it's nice to enjoy.
But it's listen. I mean, the 2 games.
I know what I was going to say now.
Okay, you've got the floor.
We talked during the week about how this game was going to test Arsenal's mental.
Yeah.
Remember we said before this game starts, City and Aston Villa could have won their games and could be 4 points behind them.
Yeah,
and now they are.
Yeah.
I was really surprised at Arsenal. Like, I mean, for a team at the top, they really looked scared. I thought they played. I was really surprised. I was not impressed with them. I thought the stadium as well was nervous. And even when they scored the goal, they were making so many stupid mistakes, and you know, very strange.
I almost feel like there were times when they're letting their emotions get the better of them. Like, especially Gabriel, he's a very emotional player. You know, he's very energetic too. But that type of player, when you know they've equalised like that, he's going to be on him high. His passion's going to be at the top level. His adrenaline levels are going to reach the ceiling as well. But when Cunha scores that, he's just going to let his emotions get better of him. I feel like they're getting a bit too emotional. They're not composed, Arsenal, in that sort of situation. If you know what I'm trying to say, you know, a team who wants to win the Premier League, you know, even when Cunha scores that, they can't be like letting their emotions get the better of them. They have to try to remain composed, of course. Try to remain as calm as possible, and try to keep the belief that they can get a result. And I know Arsenal did threaten a bit in injury time, but it's almost as if, you know, a lot of those players after Cunha made a 3-2, a lot of them looked like this sort of, you know, just like deflated almost, and like they just sort of looked like this is game over now, even though there was still about maybe 10 minutes left in the match.
Well, you're looking at the table here. I mean, their last 3 games in the Premier League: draw, lose.
They've dropped 7 points in the last 3.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, they're barely actually scoring any goals. A lot of their goals are coming through corners or own goals, and like they're not scoring any from like they're not scoring any from what's the word?
Play.
Open play.
Yeah,
I mean, even today, Martinez scored an own goal, and then Derby, Flicky, Mele have a goal. Michael Marino scored it, of course, cleared off the line, sort of by Sheshko, but it was already over the line. So, I mean, that came from corner again too. So it's just all they're too reliant on set pieces, own goals, opposition mistakes, and if for a team who wants to win the Premier League, you cannot be relying on those things. I'm sorry.
Take a beat. What a day! What a day!
I was really worried whenever Dorgie went off, and I was like, oh, geez, hopefully that's because before he even hit the deck, you could see him grabbing his hamstring.
I mean, I think that's even more indication he could be the next Gareth Bale. But hopefully not that character.
That's a bit harsh. But then again, look at
I noticed whenever
Cunha came on and.
I noticed whenever Dorgie went down, and it was clear as day he was holding his hamstring. The Arsenal fans were booing. It's just classless, completely classless.
Yeah.
There's no excuse for it. Other things I just want to point out as well is Arteta is one hypocritical wee twerp, constantly like when Lemans was rightly taking his rightful time. Sitting like this here. This is the guy who instructs his players to take about 90 seconds per corner.
He's the guy who instructs his players to Ben Astrachan yards forward for the throw-ins.
I know.
In fairness to the referee today, he kept pushing them back.
Yeah, exactly. And should have booked Ben back constantly trying to steal yards.
I'd love to see how long it took them to take their corners near because they weren't taking a long time to take those corners.
Yeah,
and you see the tactic of it's unbelievable. I mean,
and even
many people were in the 6 yard line. It's just a scrum.
Yeah, it's like 1 yard line. It's like NFL. It's like the line of scrimmage.
A Hail Mary. But I mean,
mental.
It is
absolutely mental.
Killian, what were we going to say?
No, I was just going to say they just sandwiched the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's what.
But I mean, I can't see Arsenal win the league if they're relying on those sort of things. Like, if surely City, I know City weren't great against us or then Bodo Glimt, but surely City catches up if Arsenal continuously play like that, where they rely on those moments of set pieces in the air from the opposition. Meanwhile, City themselves, when they're playing top form, they're very, very hard to beat, obviously.
Ultimately, but we sort of want Arsenal to win the league. Now, I don't, but you'd rather not in City, but anyway, it makes it interesting for everybody else. The league's just getting a bit closer now.
In fairness to Killian, he has said consistently over the last few months that he thought that, and I thought he was nuts, that City would win it.
Yeah.
And I think he said Arsenal, what was it?
Did they bottle it?
Yeah. So, but
they are bottling
it's starting to happen again. The cycle's coming. Every single season that happens, Arsenal will be flawless from August to the start of January, and you'll be thinking, surely this is the season. But it's games like these, it's this period of the year where the cracks start to show, and as the year goes on, okay, maybe after this match Arsenal pick themselves up, they'll go to quarterfinals or beyond even in the Champions League. They'll maybe have an FA Cup run, they'll get a couple of results here and there, but in these big games, in these big moments, they will crack, and it'll happen more and more consistently until eventually in the 10 match weeks of the season, City will come in out of nowhere and they'll run up for the title. It happens every single year, and to be honest, I think it's going to happen again based off what I've seen over the past number of weeks, and especially what I've seen tonight as well.
Well, I think there's a long way. I don't give a damn either. We're talking about City, we're talking about Arsenal.
Yeah,
Champions League.
Let's talk about United.
Let's talk about United. We are in
fourth place.
We're in fourth place. Who have we got on here? We've got someone. We've got a comment here. Who have we got? We got an Arsenal fan on. My mate Arsenal was humbled today by Manchester United. I've been supporting Manchester United for 55 years. Arsenal is not going to win the league 100%. Love it.
Is that your burner, Killian?
Yeah, like I don't even know what I want to talk about. Honest to God, I just enjoy two weekends. It just makes your weekend so much better, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just, honest to God, I actually watched the game on the treadmill. Though, like I was just on the not running, like I was just walking there, and I was thinking to myself, I should do that more often because I can't think in the times that I've done that, United always seem to win.
Get on the treadmill.
I got to get on the treadmill, I think, more during these games. But
it's brilliant.
Brilliant. Jesus, it's just great. It's just what we deserve it. Like after the rubbish. What penny for what Ruben Abrams singing tonight? Think he's watching it.
Doesn't care.
That guy don't care. He's got his millions. That guy don't care.
He's old news. Forget about him.
I'll tell you something. We wouldn't have been getting those two results under Amram.
Because I tell you what,
we might have got a point maybe out of one of them.
Let me think. Even after Mbeumo's goal under Amram, we could have easily just sat back and waited for counterattacks. Meanwhile, for Michael Carrick, we went toe to toe. We kept on going, and ultimately, because of that, that's what's led to us getting 3 points here.
Do you know what I was thinking as well, actually, during the game? I was like, because I was thinking about what we had talked about, like, if Carrick comes in, does well at the end of the season, do you give him a contract? And I was thinking to myself, you see this new format of like the manager doesn't pick he doesn't have the final say on all who's signed and stuff like that there. Why don't we move away from giving managers more than like multi-year contracts? Give them 1 year contracts. Make them earn it. Do you know what I mean? Or at the very most 2 year contracts.
But you're not going to attract anybody of any sort of meaningful talent. Not even Michael Carrick would accept a 1 year contract. Maybe he would.
Increase the weekly salary then.
Or bonus, heavy bonus, like pay them well.
Well, yeah, we've said that for a while for players. The base salary should be a lot lower with heavy bonuses, because then you'll stop people just down in tools like Sancho and Rashford.
Look at this comment here. I'm watching your channel from South Africa. I was born in Manchester, but I live in South Africa. Arsenal can only win on a set piece. Manchester City is going to win the league. That's my opinion. How long have you been living in South Africa?
Fair play. Yeah, good. It's great.
It's good to know that the Irish Red Devils are reaching far and wide.
I do agree with him there, of course. 100% agree with him. It's not necessarily what we want to happen, but I mean, at this stage, we just got to focus on United. We just got to be happy.
I'll tell you what.
Place.
Look, and again, we're here to talk about United, but that was a big win by Aston Villa.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are thinking, Villa.
So much happened, Dave. I barely even know that game even happened.
I know. That's a hell of a win in St James's Park. Was it 2-0?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But do you know something? The main thing is United. We have got 6 points out of our last 2 games, and that is
against the two best teams in the league.
Yeah, and not only that, like a lot of people would say this Arsenal team, or a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying I would agree with it, because I don't think we do, the way we've been talking. But a lot of people are saying this Arsenal team, the pundits, are the best team in Europe.
No.
No, but they are. They are saying that.
They're saying that. Yeah.
So we've just gone to their fortress, and deservedly. It's not a snatch and grab.
Let's not forget, earlier on this season, Bayern Munich were playing about the Emirates. Leading up to that match, they won every game. Like, they won the first 20 games in all competitions. They scored like 70 goals or something, I think, and still Arsenal won their 3-1. And you're telling me we've ended up managing to leave the Emirates 3 points, the first team to do so all season. It's unbelievable. We are the kryptonite of the Big Six. We've won at Anfield this season. We've won at the Emirates this season. We've beaten City this season. We also beat Chelsea this season. If we can beat Spurs in 2 weeks' time, then we would have defeated all 5 of the other Big Six sides this season, which is highly what is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant too. And maybe if we can get a few wins against at Stamford Bridge later on this season, that would make it even better.
I think Spurs fans would be delighted to hear you're including them in the top 6 big teams currently.
Yeah, maybe should replace them Aston Villa.
Do you know what? You see, yesterday I was listening to. Do you remember the Tottenham Hotspur? I'm trying to get their YouTube Tottenham Hotspur Till I Die YouTube channel. It's a guy from Dublin, I think it is, who runs it. Okay. And they were doing a live show, and I was listening to it. It was actually really interesting listening, because it just sounded like I could hear his pain. I could hear Man United. Yeah. I actually was messaging him on the thing, and I was like, the way you're talking reminds me of exactly how we were talking. Like, and I'm so happy we made a change. Because they were talking about Frank and all this here. Should he stay or should he go? And I just can't get over the change and the style of the football. And even when Arsenal went 1 goal ahead, I wasn't worried. I was like, well, we're going to get goals here. We're going to score.
But the great thing is the confidence that this, you can clearly see the team are more confident under Carrick, right? And beating City, or could it be beating City by 4-5? The go to Emirates, beat Arsenal. The confidence flowing through the veins of these players now must be unbelievable.
Yeah.
So it is.
But it needs to continue, though.
No, it needs to continue. But there's obviously belief now, and it's surging. It is surging through the veins of these United players.
Do you know who's going to be very happy tonight? United Strand. he's going to be thinking, here, what's going on here? I could be getting my haircut someday. Like.
Yeah, and he's also been out of the public eye for a while, so he might start getting interviews again.
Yeah.
He'll do well out
do you know
of
what
it.
do you know what I think they should do? You see, if they do go and they should shave his head on Old Trafford's pitch.
Yeah.
On a match day. You know,
Before
half
the
time,
match,
or well, maybe before the match. Then, shave his head. That would be class.
Our next 3 games: home to Fulham,
yep,
home to Spurs,
yep,
away to West Ham.
And then
West Ham will beat us.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But it's not West Ham, Everton.
Yeah, but we only need to get to West Ham, and I'll be 5 wins.
Oh, I forgot we beat City. Of course,
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Living in South Africa 30 years and still a red.
Oh, fair play.
Yeah,
been living in South Africa 30 years. Villa is going to finish in 3rd place. Man United, if the Winter Games, can finish in 4th place.
Yeah. We're in this position now. We have to do everything in our power, especially considering Premier League is our only focus now for the rest of the season. Everything in our power to get the Champions League. We need Champions League football back at Old Trafford, because you know what? The Champions League's great and all over the past year or two, but it's not the same without the mighty Reds. It's not the same without Man United, of course, one of the biggest teams in Europe. The Champions League needs United back. Old Trafford needs European nights back against the biggest teams in Europe. Make it happen. But I'll tell you what, beating City and Arsenal in that fashion 2 weeks running is good and all, but we need to see that same intensity. We need to see that same quality of a performance against Fulham at home next week, as we've seen tonight here at the Emirates. And if we do that, then that is our key in the top 4.
Do you know who's the happiest people at the moment? As happy as us?
Who?
The Glazers.
That's exactly. You must be reading my mind, because this is what I was going to bring us on to, because there's meant to be a fan protest before the Fulham game, and you must not lose sight of that. Okay, This is great. We deserve to enjoy this, right? But nothing changes. You saw what happened this week with and I know this is like business side of football, and and it shouldn't matter to us, but the fact United are now 8th in the world. You see that the most profitable or whatever,
and turnover,
and they're 4th in the Premier League now.
Yeah,
that's a sign of rot.
Yeah,
right. And if you're not growing, you're dying.
Yeah.
And that has to be supported every bit as much like that. I know it's not going to do an awful lot. I think it's going to hit them. We get, like I said, we are saying we need to stop people going into the mega store on game days. That's the only type of thing I think that is going to make a difference when it comes to their wallet. But
what I mean is
the fans don't say, "Oh, well, we'll leave it for now."
But it's also the fact that the pressure for actually trying to bring new blood in this transfer window. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I still think, we're not going to get anybody, because they'll look at it. Carrick is rejuvenated this team.
Yeah.
And there's probably the old saying, there's no value in the market.
Carrick should be demanding that he gets someone, even if it's a loftus cheek for 6 months on loan. If it's something like that.
But maybe Carrick actually says, look, I like what I see here. Maybe he's like, look, I've had 2 games. The lads are playing brilliant, and I feel I can work with this squad.
I think it's important, if Carrick's thinking that, and if we don't make any signings, which I can see happening, I can't see us making any more signings. I think it's important, at least, if the club tries to go out there and has a clear set of targets for the summer, right? This is the midfielder we need. This is the forward we need. This is the manager we need for next year too. We need all that organised now, and we need to start making connections as soon as possible to get ahead of the rest of the pack coming into summer. Because apart from Champions League, or apart from Premier League, should I say, that's our main focus off the pitch, of course. And I think so many other teams will be preoccupied with the Champions League and stuff. We should get ahead.
I'm just noticing. We're talking there about Sirksy wasn't on the bench again today. That's 2 games in a row he wasn't on the bench. There's no talk about him being injured.
There's no talk about it.
He could go this week. I'd say
there's talk about Roma.
Yeah,
but it could end up being a loan. Like we're terrible at doing deals, and personally, I would still keep him for the season, because I think we need all help we can get.
Yeah, I know.
We only have Shesko as a recognised, and Sirksy's not a striker, and he's said that himself. He's not a striker, but like I wouldn't be, if there's nobody coming in. Sirksy should be saying. I actually like Sirksy. And do you know something? I know you had the thing about Dorgie and Bale. I did back Dorgie. There's a lot of criticism of Dorgie on this season, and I was saying the kid is a young kid, and I was like, I sort of like him. He's extremely raw, but I see power in him. You know, now I didn't expect him. He's got better since he's become more of an offensive winger as opposed to a wing back.
Yeah.
But you know, the kid, and hopefully he's not injured. I would be very disappointing if he's out now.
And I suppose that's it too. I mean,
Dorgie?
I have been critical of Dorgie for the most part of when he's been United, of course. But maybe that's it. Like, you know, he's
flying as a forward.
He's got so much better traits as a forward as a defender. He's a much better player going forward than he is at defending, and he's been playing as a sort of fullback, you know, defensive minded fullback under Ruben Amorim, and so that's where my frustrations have come. But Ruben Amorim in his last few matches transitioned him to more of a forward player. We're getting the best out of him now. Carrick's making the best out of him too, and this is why my opinion is changing. This is why the opinions of many fans is changing in Patrick Dorgie as well, because he's being allowed to play in a position where he suits more. It's the same as Gareth Bale, you know, at Southampton or Spurs or wherever he did change position. He started left back, but then eventually, I mean, I was probably wasn't even alive back at the time, but I'm assuming anyway, Harry Redknapp, whoever it was, saw he was better going forward, put him into the right wing, and saw him absolutely fly. So I think the same is happening here with Patrick Dorgie finally, and that is why opinions changing.
So see, when you look back on the goal as well, it was such a great goal, such a wee intricate play between him and Bruno, and then he just unleashes fire. Like, do you know what I mean?
Do you know, I heard something. I don't know if this is true or not, but you know that game they play, teams that normally do at the start of training, what's it called, Killian? You know that where it's small and they're just rondos. So I don't know if this is true or not, but like apparently that players have been stopped being allowed to do that at United.
Really?
Yeah, and then but Carrick's brought that back. I don't know if that's true. I find that really hard because
I think it's good if they bring it back because. I think it was Michael Carrick's book, literally right there I was reading, and he was talking about when he first joined United, at the start of every session, every single session, before the players did anything, before Ferguson or the coach or whoever it was came out to talk to them, they would do 5-10 minutes of rondos, and they were high intensity. He was saying, you know, players like Rooney and Ronaldo just going full blown at it, like at 9 a.m. in the morning before any of the training took place. So I think rondos are surely a big part of United's DNA in training sessions and stuff. So it's really important to keep that.
Well, I don't know if it's true or not, because again, then I don't know what station I heard it on or whatever, whoever it was. It may be rubbish, but what I have noticed is I haven't seen United do as many, you know, triangular passes, like one touch passing as all season as I've seen them do in the last two games. It's really good. So if that is the case, we've got a few matches coming in here now, sir. They're starting to fly in here. Let me see if I can read some of them out. So here we got Milo Diaz Jr. Congrats on the huge win. Michael Carrick is a real G. New subscriber from Rio de Janeiro, Brasilia.
Respect.
Nice.
Mateus Cunha.
Yes,
and Casemiro.
It's a place on my bucket list anyway.
Funny. What about Martinez and Jesus?
Oh, Jesus!
I missed that actually. I was.
Is this when Jesus went down?
Yeah,
like a ton of bricks.
Yeah. But Martinez, listen, he was on a tight line there because he had his fist, and it was kind of like a follow through. Now I wouldn't say it was a big hit, but he was running a tightrope.
That's what
That's Argentina.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
And he did it against another South American.
Casemiro came in.
Jesus is a complete wimp. He's a disgrace to South American football. Martinez is the real deal.
Casemiro came in and started like giving off to Jesus as well. Yeah. He was almost he came in and he says, "Oh, don't worry, I'll sort this out." And he was like, you know, talking away at him. But we talked about talked about United being a wee bit nasty in the City game. They're a bit nasty there again there today. I like it. I really like it.
I tell you what, like that actually links into that point. I love having South Americans in this United team. For years we had no South Americans, and I looked at other teams who had all these brilliant players from South America, and I envied them. But now you look at their side: Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, Matheus Cunha, even Ugarte too. They just add that bit of bite to the team. They add that flair to the team as well. They add that extra bit of high tempo, that extra bit of, raw emotion, or what's the word? There's a word I meant to say.
That's French.
And speaking of South Africans, see, I'm talking about our friend, South Americans. We special shout out to former Red, who's now defected to the Gooners, Gabriel Heinze. So that victory.
I was looking for him on the bench. Actually, I didn't see him there today.
No, he was there.
Is he coaching? He's on
the coaching panel.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing him. So yeah, I'm not happy about that.
What about Arteta's assistant?
But did he go to Liverpool? He went from us to Liverpool, didn't he? Or was it? Or did he go to Arsenal?
He tried to force him to move to Liverpool. I remember,
think he went,
but
he
never.
I kind of thought that, but I knew there was something I wasn't happy about.
The Arsenal assistant manager, Albert something, he was with Mourinho, I remember, at United, and now he's with Arsenal there too.
Yeah,
and I've noticed that over the past few years.
Do you know what I was thinking? I really hope that Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt let it drop now.
Yeah,
because they were talking in their podcast this week about Martinez, and that statement that Scholes made, of like, okay, but now he has to do it every week. Whenever that own goal went in, I was thinking, oh, jeez, this is negativity. Just cut it. Stop that now. Just don't talk about it, because that's the kind of thing could just start getting into people's head a wee bit.
Exactly.
No, but
they're just clout chasing.
I don't know. I don't know if Scholes or Butt would have gone in on him with that. It was much of a muchness. It wasn't a terrible mistake. I wasn't really blaming Martinez. It's just one of those things.
I actually didn't even think it was an own goal.
He had to see it 3 or 4 times. Yeah. Hits the back of his heel. But sure, if they hadn't hit his back of the heel, the Arsenal guy, Jesus,
I think that was a bit harsh. Like, because I mean, the Arsenal. Who was it? Jesus?
Yeah. He doesn't touch it.
Does he not touch it?
No, he doesn't.
I want to touch on something here, and I'm looking at one of those chats there, and I don't know if we've talked about it yet, but it says quick passing in tight spaces for Cunha and Dorgie goals.
Yeah,
that's interesting there, because that was a big thing about Amram's system, where in those situations there'd be quick passing. We didn't really see that a lot under Ruben Amorim, but now all of a sudden when we're not playing in his system, we're seeing it. So that again for me is very interesting.
What I'm actually enjoying, and I've said this before, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, I'm enjoying the fact that we're not getting the normal centre backs being subbed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Jeez, it did my head. That was one of the things that was doing my head in. Do you know, under Amorim, even if we were in a position where we were either beating Arsenal or drawn, but like 5-10 minutes ago, he would have whipped Maguire off or Martinez and put on Lenny Euro or something crazy. Do you know what I mean? The 2 centre backs were doing a good job. Keep them on unless they get injured. Do you know what I mean? And then it was just right at the end. Then he put on Masrari, which is fine, because we had gone 3-2 up. And he took off Ahmad at that stage.
But it does make a difference as well whenever you have good, talented players to come on the pitches. Like making a sub there and seeing Cunha come on, like it was like there's real quality coming on the pitch. Yeah. Real quality. Like we haven't had that all season,
Yeah.
And so that's really good management,
Yeah.
And fair play to them, because like it's just, I mean, I'm just looking here. There was another comment there. Clay Win Otto, I think, I don't know how to pronounce.
That's the
guy in South Africa. Yeah.
Said he's a former FIFA referee. See that?
Yeah, Carrick has given back the confidence back to the players. He should be given a chance as manager for Manchester United system. But listen, again, my thoughts on this is, listen, it's 2 games.
Yeah.
But I 100% would say that if this continues and this style of football continues, then I would give him the job. But again, like I said earlier, I would go down the route of short contracts, because it means that you're not trying to protect something. You know what I mean? If you're going through a bad sticky, if you get a 4-year contract and you start getting a couple of injuries, and then you can start saying, okay, well, I have to play defensive here now until I get those guys back. Whereas, because I want to kind of stick in it. Whereas if you only have a 1-year contract, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it changes the mentality, even if it's a year and a half or whatever they got there. But
it's hard to know. It's hard to know, because if a manager's on a very short contract all the time, it can sometimes affect how the players play, because they kind of feel, oh, you mightn't,
But
they're doing that anyway. They're doing it just costing the club a lot of money every time it happens.
Put the players in one of your contracts as well then.
Yeah. Don't pay the players. Only pay them if they entertain us.
We're being entertained. That's one thing you'll say. We are being entertained. And to be fair, we've been quite entertaining for a lot of the season. Now you just haven't been winning. Do you know what I mean? 4-4 against Bournemouth.
Actually, I mean, there's been times, but I think overall we were born still under Ruben Amorim, especially those last few games, barring the Bournemouth game there. But it's nothing less than what we deserve as supporters. We've spent the past year watching that crap football, and I was just losing the will to watch United. We were that bad. So it's so relieving, and hopefully this isn't just reactionary manager brains. Hopefully we can get some sort of this excitement and this entertainment to a certain extent week in, week out, in every single match from now until the end of the season, because I've loved these past two matches. I've refound my love and will to look forward to watching United play again, and so long may it continue. Long may it continue for the rest of the season under Michael Carrick, and for years to come under whoever takes over then.
You can tell someone's having a very good birthday weekend with that one.
So we haven't attracted sponsors to the channel. I was saying to Killian earlier, but Carlsberg, if you're out there and you fancy it, I mean, Carlsberg don't do birthday weekends, but if they did.
Yeah, and here, listen, a couple of more messages coming in there. Who have we got there? JSY Talks Football says, congratulations, Manchester United. The bottling by Arsenal begins. Oh, yes. Fair play. Fair play last two games. Man United have been fantastic. And, Paul Scholes talks too much, apparently. Well, that's what he's paid to do, I suppose. That's his job. As Roy Keane says, his job.
Yeah, that's it.
So next we've got another week now before home to Fulham.
Now this is a big test of character, because we can beat City, we can beat Arsenal, happy days. But if you want to get Champions League football, these are the games you have to win. You cannot be dropping points in these games. And Fulham aren't a bad side. And
Fulham are decent.
I would hope Harry Wilson isn't playing anyway, because he has been on some fine form. I'd hope Palace could maybe snatch him up. But then again, we'll have to play Palace later on the season anyway. But I mean, I'm looking forward to the game still. Should be a good game. And
sure, we'll do a recording this week anyway in advance. So that's Fulham game. Let's enjoy the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test of character though, because a lot of times we do see us get big results like this and then we slip back into poor form, and it's happened too many times. And I'm hoping still that the manager brains can continue on for another round, at least to carry us on to get into a couple of victories against teams like Fulham at home as well. So we'll see what happens, but we're in a good position coming into the game.
So whenever we did our mid-season review and we talked about Champions League football, and I'll have to look back on the comments, because there was someone, I had said that United, Champions League was a real thing, and someone made a comment, saying, Lynch, what have you been drinking or something?
Yeah, that was recently enough.
I know. And but I still stand by it, and I'm going to put a wee poll in and see what the guys think here, the ones that are in the chat room there now. But any other standout points from today's game that we haven't touched on?
I think we've touched on everything.
Yeah. Well, who would you say was the standout player for United? It's hard to,
It's hard to say one. I think Lamans, we haven't really talked about. I think Lamans was fantastic here in this one.
Yeah.
Very good once again.
Yeah, he was.
He was taking loads of risks. I look back right at the end of the match, actually. I forget what happened, but ball was going right in front of Gyökeres, and Lamans decided to gamble, and he ran out and he managed to win the ball before Gyökeres was able to try to take it around him. So I thought that was brilliant from him, for example. Obviously for the 2 goals, one of which was just a mess. Nothing really anyone could have done there. Second one, he had Arsenal players all around him. Again, nothing much he could have done there. That's just Arteta. Just very poor dark arts tactics there from Arteta. But he made some brilliant saves. He looked very commanding in his box, very composed throughout the entire match too. Lamans, once again, deserves his flowers. Brilliant goalkeeper. I still remember I wasn't happy we decided to sign him over Emiliano Martinez. I wish I could go back in time and shake that version of myself, because I tell you what, I think we've took that gamble, and I think it's paying off.
It's nice 100%. To be surprised though as well.
It is.
I think you're giving credit to Lamins. I think Luke Shaw had a good game. I think he had Saka in his pocket.
Yeah. Well, then again, everyone has Saka in their pocket every week. So it's not that hard to do.
The commentator said actually something it was crazy. He said Luke Shaw has played more games this season than the previous 2 seasons combined.
Oh, I believe it.
It's unbelievable.
Oh, I believe it.
In the season that we're playing, we're going to play
wood.
the least amount of games.
Yeah.
Listen, the guy from South Africa here is obviously loving it. He says if you have a membership in your channel, I'll buy a membership. Well, we don't actually have a membership thing yet, but thank you very much.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll get down.
Not yet, but keep watching and keep commenting, even if it's not live, because we love the interaction.
We need a name as well. Give us a name, because I don't know how to pronounce Clay Winotto. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right or not.
Pronunciations.
What do you say?
I could be able to pronounce it.
Man United need a great CDM. Have you any suggestions for a great CDM?
I'm still bought Adam Morton. I still think we have to go for him, especially with the whole thing going on with Palace. They're falling apart, Palace.
They are free falling.
Adam Morton will not stay this summer. I mean, especially with the Champions League. If we go in for him with a reasonable fee, he's bound to say yes. He has to say yes. And if he does say yes, then that's a brilliant addition to the squad.
What do you make of Casemiro's announcement this week?
Well, I mean, it's expected. I think it's time for him to leave personally. But then again, you know, it is sad to see him go, because I've loved Casemiro since he came in. You know, loads of people look back at us signing Casemiro after we failed after 2 months of chasing Frankie de Jong. Ten Hag that couldn't get him, obviously. So a lot of people seen him as an expansive panic buy. I think Gary Neville maybe even said it at the time as well. But I was always excited. It was always brilliant to see a player of that size, still not stature, being signed by United, of course. And yes, he's had a couple off seasons. His second season, I remember, wasn't great. Parts of his third season weren't great either, but I've loved him. He's brought the passion, the charisma, you know, the experience too. He's a quality footballer. He's given us so many great memories. He's scored so many brilliant goals too. He's been a brilliant player, and so I'll be sad to see him go. I think it's time for him to go, but I'll enjoy his performances for the rest of the season. But Casemiro, for me, as a younger United fan, he wasn't able to experience the likes of Beckham, Scholes, Giggs, etc. Keane as well in midfield too. Casemiro will be a cult hero in my eyes always, and he will be a player for United I'll always cherish.
I think United's. We had a number of false dawns over the years when we were signing Brazilians, and I think with Casemiro we finally got a star.
And Cunha too, of course.
Well, no, Cunha is now going to be the second one. You know, and it's you know something. It's been a privilege to have him in the team, and it's been great to personally have gone over a few times, seen him playing football. So wish him all the best. As opposed to the timing of it, I think we all knew it was going to happen. Maybe it's his way of letting clubs know he'll be sorting out deals wherever he's going to go next.
It is kind of
as long as he keeps on giving it his all. That's the only thing.
You know, he's definitely giving it his all.
No. As long as he continues, you know, because he's going. Maybe he can sign a contract now.
I'd say he can. I think whenever you're
if you're not joining a Premier League team, you can actually sign. With your next club.
I'd imagine he'd go to Saudi.
I could see him go to. I think he likes America. He's always see in the summer and all. He's always out in Orlando and things.
I would have preferred him maybe to take approaches as Rafa Varane. Varane didn't really announce his until like near the end of the season. I mean, you don't know what position we could be come April, so maybe it could have been an even bigger distraction if we were still in a Champions League race and they came out and said that in the middle of that, of course. So it still does feel a bit awkward. There's still a number of months left in the season, and he said that, but maybe it's for the better, especially as in, you know, it'll let us focus on any big Champions League race at the time, in comparison to putting it out there and being a big distraction for the players, the fans, the media, and also, but I'll always with Casemiro.
Well, I think Sirksy predicting this week, I think Sirksy will go. I think he'll go this weekend.
I haven't seen any rumours about him go though.
No, but I think the fact that he hasn't been on the squad for the last 2 games and we haven't heard anything about injuries, I think there's, you know, but United are always lastminute.com, like, and I think that
there'll be a panic.
I'll be disappointed though. I won't be shocked, but I'll be disappointed if they let him go and they don't sign anybody.
Yeah,
you know, but I highly suspect that is the case. Like, I think that is what will happen.
Danny Welbeck.
You love every podcast you talk about Danny Welbeck.
We need, especially if we let Sirksy go, we have to get Danny Welbeck. He is a brilliant player. He'd be brilliant for Cesco to learn under. He can score goals in the Premier League. He would just add a bit extra quality.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I don't think he would come though.
I don't think. I don't think Brighton would let him go.
Why would Danny Welbeck come to United to sit in the bench?
No, I don't think he would sit in the bench.
He would play more. I mean, Cesco's not starting games, so Welbeck's a good chance to play. But I'd say Welbeck would love to come. Now, whether or not Brighton would let him go, I'm not sure. But Welbeck, I'd say, would love to come back to Old Trafford to help us try to get Champions League football, of course. So, I mean, I would love to see us at least put in an offer for him and see what happens, of course. If Brighton let him go, so be it. But if they do let him go and Welbeck comes back to United, I think it'll be a brilliant addition to have. And it could just be that wee bit extra quality. It could be like that Igalo signing, but to a bigger extent, which can just get us over the finish line and get us in the top 4. Because he adds that bit of extra goal scoring outlet.
He's a quality player.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen him in the FA Cup. You've seen that goal he scored, which put us out of the FA Cup. It was a brilliant goal.
Well, I see the what do you call them? Ratcliffe and the rats and the snakes there at the game today. And the news that came out this week about United being 8th in the money talks and stuff like that there, that's those guys they'll be watching that game there today, be saying, look, we can sell him, get that money in this quarter, then we can try to, and they'll be thinking about quarters, and they're thinking more about their quarters than they're thinking about Champions League places.
Those stats are from last season.
I know.
So it's not even taken into this season.
I know.
When we're on, forget about not only European football, going out of both cups in the first go.
I know. So I think I was hearing the other day, like we're going to play like 40, 41 games this season. It's the lowest, least 40. Amount of games United have played since 1913, 1914. Like, that's just mental. Like.
It's mental,
You know,
and it's not what should be happening to this club.
No.
But hopefully we use that to our advantage, and we use that so that we set the foundations for a few years of good deep cup runs and Champions League football too. So maybe short-term pain for long-term gain. Hopefully that's the case.
Our South African friend here says he agrees with you, Killian. Danny Welbeck will come back for if the money is there, but the money wouldn't be there for him either. But
well,
the money was seen to be there for Antoine Semenyo at the start of the window.
See, I don't know if it was. I think that could have been
spin.
I don't think there was United ever had any intention of going in for Semenyo. Didn't you? Semenyo didn't want to come to us.
I like to think
because apparently he's an Arsenal fan. He's an Arsenal fan, and Man City were offering the money.
That's right. I heard that.
So, I think it was spin by United. Going, we have the money.
To be fair, Raheem Sterling was a United fan. Boyd, he's played for Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. And I'm missing someone too. Did he play for Arsenal?
Yeah, he did.
He did. That's right. Yeah. So he's played for those 4 teams, and he supported United growing up. So that doesn't always mean something, but I'm just saying anyway. But I'm happy enough with Semenyo.
Yeah, well, he's a good player. But yeah, we need it. Look, if we have that money, we need it on a CDM.
What do you think of Cesco? It's a wee bit hard. Look, listen, I don't think he can complain because we've won the last 2 games, but he just got scoring.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
What I mean?
I said I was disappointed that he didn't get any game time against City because he had scored 3 goals in the previous 2 games. And this has reminded me of Rasmus. Something similar happened to Rasmus. He started scoring, and then he was being sort of dropped. And you're like, these guys are feeding. They need to feed off. Now, I do agree. I think he obviously his tactical setup today worked. Right, Cesco at the Emirates probably wasn't the game for him. But I'd like to see him starting against Fulham. But maybe I'm being crazy. Maybe you don't change your winning team.
Oh, you don't. You can't. You don't. No, you can't criticize. Like, I mean,
maybe
and Mbumo as well. The confidence he had, the confidence really stood out for. There was I think it was after he scored a goal where Bruno gave him a cross in. It was an awkward angle, and he just went for it, tried to lob the goalie. And it wasn't overly that far away. That's a confident player. Like, he just really, and he took his goal really well too. Like,
no, he did. Because do you know something? Raya is a top quality keeper. Now, if he had tried to shoot, I think Raya probably would have saved it. So he had the confidence to take it round him and then finished it very well. He still had work to do, like, because the defender was coming in as well. So it was excellent.
Personally, I think Sesko deserves to start against Fulham, but from that before, we didn't see much of Sesko today. But all I'm hoping for from Sesko after that game is he doesn't wake up in the morning with half his face all stuff after.
He looked. I mean, half his face was red.
Yeah,
you see it?
Yeah.
I know Eddie was in
Eddie
was in her group chat going, "Man up!"
I know.
I was like, yeah, I kind of get it, but it looks sore. It did.
You can see the imprint of the ball on his face.
And his nose looked like it was broken or something. Man up!
And he just came on the pitch like. But did Bruno do that to someone recently as well?
No, Bruno got hit in the warm up by Martinez.
That's right. That's what
before the City game.
That's right. He's looking at retribution.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. No, I felt a bit sorry for Sesko coming on and getting that boot in the face, like. But
yeah.
So,
no. Oh, fantastic. So bring it on. Look, I'm looking forward to seeing the post-match interviews and things.
Yeah,
it'll take up the rest of my night watching. I can't wait to listen to Arteta and the likes. So it'll be good. All the podcasts through the week. It'll be all great to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Happy days.
Okay, well, listen. Shout out to everybody here who's been in the chat room there.
South Africa and Brazil. Everywhere in between.
It's great. It's great to see it. And again, like if this is your first time seeing the channel, we only started the channel less than 3 months ago. So
we started. It's funny. We started the channel
just after Liverpool,
off a buzz of winning at Anfield, pretty much. Well,
we had planned it.
We had planned.
Yeah.
It sparked from that win at Anfield, and the journey we're going on is brilliant, of course. So thank you for everyone who's watching. Yeah.
And so during the week, I don't know, we haven't decided yet, but when we'll get one out by Thursday anyway for our pre-game show against Fulham. But we'll enjoy this. Great way to finish the weekend. Last week it was great to start the weekend with the win against City. So yeah, just so enjoyable. It's so much better when you're winning, but not just that, the style of play is so. Listen, I think we'll finish it up there, guys.
Yeah,
like I said, maybe get another beer and go and listen to see what Carrick, what do you have to say about this? And like I said, let's see what Arteta says. Yeah. Do you think he's going to blame someone tonight? Do you think he's going to blame the ball or the weather or the fans? See him getting the fans. Come on!
I know. It was annoying me when they scored their stupid second goal. And he was like, let's go.
Yeah.
My day is gone, yeah.
Yeah. Woo! Get the bulb out there. Yeah, eat the bulb there. Go on, take a bite of it.
Shines. It's like smash.
All right, okay, let's do it there. Listen, guys, thank you for everybody who has listened in and contributed into the show. Thank you to Gags, Madman Martial, and Killian, the football genius, as always, coming over. And it's easy. It's fun to do it when we're winning. And let's keep this rolling. All right, so we'll talk to you again soon this week. And come on, United!
United!